Hello and welcome everyone to my Ravemachine build series. I am Manuel, an engineering student from Germany, so please excuse my bad English. I'm no YouTuber or content creator at all, so this is my first experience with making such a video series, so I would also like your comments on how I can improve my video quality in the future. If you already watched the trailer of this video, you know what this is all about. If you didn't, go back and watch it, and for everyone else, I will give you the key facts. What we're building here is a Bluetooth speaker with up to 2 times 50 watts per channel, Qualcomm aptX audio, lithium-ion batteries, and a music reactive light show. It also features USB-C charging, an aux input, and a web interface for the LEDs. So let's get started. First, we're going to talk about the materials that you need for the project. You need this 2 times 50 watt Bluetooth amplifier. Then you need this 5S BMS charging controller. This small power delivery USB-C board. And then you need this functional cables kit that is an accessory for this amplifier. If you want to use the DSP functionalities, you will also need this programmer. The next thing you'll need are 5 unprotected lithium-ion cells. These specific ones have 2600 mAh of capacity. I got these from a store where they sell refurbished battery cells. Those cells were already used in a spot weld application, as you can see on the top. The whole battery pack was sorted out in quality control, and these cells were extracted and resold. So these are actually brand new, never charged, but they're way cheaper for like under €2 per cell. What you also need is this kind of main switch. You can get these like everywhere in electronic stores, in hardware stores, or online. What I will also use are these kind of screw terminals. You don't need to use them, you can also just solder everything in place. But for ease of use, I will use those to connect the speakers to the main part. On your trip to the hardware store, you have to get some metal parts as well. You have to get this kind of handle. You can also use another handle if you want, but these ones are cheap and they're like everywhere. But you can also use like a handle from a door or whatever. Just make sure it can handle the weight. Then you need this kind of flat connector. The one I got is about 180 millimeters long. You also need some M3 screws that are 10 millimeters long and some wood screws. I would recommend also getting some of those M3 brass inserts. You can get like 100 of those for a few bucks, and if you're already into 3D printing, I would strongly recommend using those. It will make your life easier and your projects better. If you want to include a light show to your speaker, which I would strongly recommend because it just looks good, you need some WS2812 RGB LEDs, a ESP32 DevKit1 microcontroller. I also get this 8-bit LED module for the logo. Then you need an LM2596 step-down converter. For music reactive applications, you also need 200 kilo ohm or larger resistors and a 100 nanofarad capacitor. To connect the LEDs to the microcontroller, you also need some 220 ohm or 180 ohm or something in this category resistors. To make things work, you also need some cables. I just got those because like these are speaker wire and these are some like thin wire. I will just use those to connect the LEDs through the speakers. And when I ordered the LEDs, there were like some of those connectors with them. So I will just use them because it makes my life easier, and then I can disconnect the speakers from the main part when I want to tinker around with it. You can also just solder everything in place and be happy with it. So next, let's talk about the tools you're gonna need. As this is a 3D printing based project, you probably already have a 3D printer and some tools at hand. And also depending on how you want to include the light show, you need different tools and maybe a bit more expertise. What you definitely need is a soldering iron and some solder, some screwdrivers depending on what screws you got, and some pliers. As I said earlier, depending on how you want to implement the light show, you maybe also need a drill with some drill bits and some hot glue, maybe some insulating tape or heat shrinking tube. You will see in the next videos how I will do it, and you can do your project however you want. So, thank you for watching the first video of my build series. If you like the content so far, please consider leaving a like, subscribe or leaving a comment. I will see you in the next video.